sometime this week, I can't remember what day. Anyway, I had been rejected, or somebody, I was on the phone and somebody, they said some things to me that I felt rejected. And I went to the Lord. I said, Lord, was this just me or did it really happen? And he said, no, you were rejected. He said, and what happened, I felt like it was a thorn that came to my heart. As soon as I got off the phone with her, I knew I had this thing on my heart, and it was like a thorn. And he said, so what are you going to do with this thorn? And I'm like, I don't know, Lord. And so he took the thorn out of my heart, and he said, now what do you want me to do with this thorn? Where do you want me to place it? Where on your body do you want it? I was like, I kept thinking, and okay, maybe on my on my knee or somewhere. And I was like, no, I don't want it anywhere. And he asked me like 2 or 3 times, and he stood there like with the thorn and said, where do we place this? And finally he said, do you want to forgive this person and let it go and, set her free and you free? And I said, yes, Lord, I don't want to continue on with this pain. I don't want to get off and now start talking and not being nice to her and all this. I don't want to go there. And he said, okay, then what I'm going to do with it, and he showed me, he said, it's going to become like gold. And this is what you will offer her is gold. And I was like, wow, Lord, that's awesome. That's what I want. I don't want to return pain with pain. I want to return gold from this pain. And so anyway, so that went by. And then another day, the next day, somebody else said something to me that hurt my heart. And they didn't reject me. They rejected a family member that I have. And I was like, it hurt my heart. And but it wasn't as hard for me to move on with this one as the other one. But anyway, he gave me a teaching, and he said, do you know when you have a stone in your shoe, how do you walk? Don't you adjust yourself to walk differently, especially if you leave it in there too long and you can't get it out? You start walking differently. Well, with rejection and pain, you start acting different. That whatever pain or rejection it was, you change who you are. You start thinking different. You start acting different because now you have that stone in your shoe, and that's how you start adjusting your life now to that stone that you have in your shoe. And he said, so what is your choice? And he was like, all you have to do is get down, pull that stone out, and you can walk upright again, and you can go, not look back, and it shouldn't bother you anymore. Just take it out and move on. And I was like, wow, that's pretty easy. We should be able to do that and say, okay, Lord, I'm not going to see this as a thorn, but I'm going to just see this as a little pebble that's in my shoe, and I'm just going to pull it out and throw it away and give it to you. And so that's the story of the thorn and the pebble. So I think that's something that you can really grasp and say, okay, the next time you get hurt, let me tell you, this week has been a learning place for me where something's happened and then the Lord gives me a teaching about it. And that's been really awesome. And so that's why I'm telling you about it, so that it's not that hard if we really think about it. And we do want to follow God.
Amen.
We do want to do His will. And so this is part of His will and His grace for us, and so that we can move on in His will. So anyway, so this week, I'm sure y'all will be tested so that you can use this teaching and say, okay, Lord, what am I going to do with this thorn, or what am I going to do with this stone? Am I going to just see it as a stone? But if you see it as a stone and pull it out and throw it away, but you're still thinking about it and still wanting to revenge, then it's probably a thorn in your side or somewhere where you need to take it to the Lord and say, okay, Lord, help me with this one and help me to see, what it is.